Hey Camp Kesem, thank you for joining Under the Same Moon and Stars, Paper Star Origami with Sweets. That's me. I'm from Camp Kesem at Indiana University, and today I'm going to walk you through how to make Kesem stars that look kind of like this. I think that this expression, under the same moon and stars, has always been one of my favorite sayings at Kesem. But this summer, it feels especially true. Even though camp looks and seems a little bit different this year, we are still together doing the same thing. I like to think about whether we're in a cabin at camp or on our couch, we still have that Kesem magic and that Kesem feeling with us in our hearts. So with that, let's dive into today's activity. Before we start with our steps for this activity, I wanted to take a second to talk about where origami comes from. I know a lot of us have heard it before or have enjoyed the craft, but let's take a look at the history and the origins of origami. The word origami comes from a Japanese word, and that word means essentially folding paper. So you can see where the idea and the activity kind of come together. A long time ago, paper was invented in China, and it was later brought to Japan. At this time in history, paper was extremely expensive. So using paper in origami was reserved or saved for very special occasions. A lot of the times, very special or religious ceremonies used origami as part of their activity. As paper became less expensive, more and more people were able to participate in origami. Nowadays, people all over the world like this type of activity, and it is a great way for us to participate a little bit in Japanese culture. You can see over here, these are two examples of the origins of origami. You can see in this very famous painting, these two children folding paper cranes, and over here is an actual diagram used to how to make paper cranes. So there you go, you know a tiny bit of origami history, and now we are ready to move on with our steps. Before we are able to begin with folding, we need to get our supplies ready. In order to make these stars, you're going to need three main things. One is you need paper. Now, the good news is that this can be any type of paper. If you have old newspapers, magazines, paper from school, any type of paper will work. Construction paper would also work great. So whatever you have, you need some paper. You also will need scissors and maybe a pencil. So go ahead, find those three materials and come back when you are ready to move on. To make our star, you're going to need 5 pieces of paper that are about the size of a dollar bill. So this is what my paper looks like. You can see the size and the shape of it. Like I said, it's about the size of a dollar bill, maybe a little bit fatter. It's very important for this activity that your paper is all the same size. So what I did was I cut out my first piece, then put it on my other page, used that pencil, traced around it, and then cut out 4 other pieces. But you need 5 pieces that look just like this. So go ahead, cut out those 5 pieces, and then we will finally be ready for step 1. Before we do step 1, there are a couple things I want you to know about how this activity is going to work. There are lots of ways people understand things. So there are 3 different ways I'll be using today that you can learn how to make this star. The first one is the directions that you'll see on this side of the screen, so you can read and understand that way. You can also look at the diagrams over here, so it'll show you where those folds should be. The dotted lines, that means a fold. Or you can listen to me. After each step, there's going to be a screen that tells you to pause the video. That way you can complete the step. With that in mind, let's do step 1. So you're going to take your first piece of paper and you're going to make 2 folds. You need to make one that is vertical, which means up and down, or horizontal, which is side to side. Some people call it hot dog and hamburger style. But what I need you to do is take your first piece of paper and fold it in half, crease it nice and tight, open it up, fold it in half again, make that nice crease, and open it back up. When you're finished with step 1, you will see that there are 4 different parts of our paper. Go ahead, pause the video here, complete step 1, and push play when you're ready for step number 2. Step number 2, we're ready to go. The first thing you're going to want to take on your paper is you have your 4 squares and we need to turn it into 8. So take one end and fold it into the middle and crease. Once you've creased, you can open it back up. Take the other end, fold it into the middle and crease, open it back up. Now if you look here, you can see I have 8 different compartments in my page. Your next step is we're going to make this top triangle that you can see right here. So you'll take your paper, take one of the top corners and fold it in just like this, and then do the same on the other side. At this point, your paper kind of looks like a little house. You can see like the bottom of the house and then the roof. That is what we're working for. So once you have this step, go ahead, pause the video and finish this before we can move on to step number 3. End of step 2, we created this shape that kind of looks like a house with a roof on top. Now what you're going to do is take that very top of the roof and fold it down to the last crease. So we made this line at the beginning, and you're going to take the roof and fold it down to that crease. You can see it in the diagram as well. Make it nice and tight, and you are done with step 3. At this point, it kind of looks like an envelope, like a letter you would send in the mail. When you have this, unpause and join me back for step number 4. Step 3, we ended with our little envelope. Now what I need you to do is flip it over. So now there are no folds on this side, it is smooth. The next part kind of looks like a paper airplane. You're going to take your 2 corners at the top and fold them into the middle. So you'll take your first corner, fold it into the middle and crease, and then take your second corner, fold it into the middle and crease. Like I said, if you've made paper airplanes before, this probably looks a little similar. Okay, once you have this, you'll be ready for step 5. Go ahead and push pause. Join me back when you are ready for our next step. For step 5, it looks very similar to step number 4. You're going to take our 2 arrows that we just made and fold it in again. Like I said, for step 4, it looks a lot like a paper airplane. So you're going to take it and just crease it into the middle, nice like that, and then do the exact same thing with the other side. So you can see how it kind of is resembling a paper airplane. Honestly, you could fold it and have a nice little airplane for you. Go ahead and complete this step. Unpause when you are ready to do step number 6. Are you ready for step 6? I'll let you know, this one can be pretty tricky. And by tricky, I mean it is the easiest step in this entire process. So we have our triangle that we have here. All you're going to do for step 6 is flip it over. What you need to have for this, you'll see I kind of have like a kite shape at the top. That's the side we're working with. That is all you need to do for step 6. Take it from this side, which has like these openings in the flap, and flip it over to this side. I'll give you a little bit of time to do this. Unpause when you are ready to move on. Step 7, you're going to do the same things a couple times. We're looking at this side of our pyramid, and you have your kite at the top. So make sure you have a kite and there's like a flap underneath it. This is the side we're working with. You are going to take the very bottom, the base of the pyramid, and fold it up just one time. So that is what you need to do for step number 7. Go ahead, push pause right here, and join me when you are ready for step number 8. 8 and 9, you're going to repeat exactly what you did in step 7. We have the bottom of our pyramid, and you are going to fold it up 3 more times. As you're doing this, make sure you crease it really well And when you are finished with steps 8 and 9, you'll see you'll have this kind of shape. I like to call it a party hat. It looks like what you'd wear on your head, and you have 2 arms on either side. This is the shape you need to have finished at the end of step 9. Take a couple minutes, finish this step, and you can push unpause when you are ready to go. You did it. You have finished steps 1 through 10. We are just about done, except you need to make 4 more of our hats. If you remember, our star has 5 points on it, so you need 5 total hats. You can go back and re-watch steps 1 through 10. You can look at this diagram, but you need to create 4 more of these hats. After we finish that step, you'll be able to put them all together and have your finished product. Go ahead, work on step 10. Be patient with yourself. If you mess up, just get another piece of paper. Made it. We are almost finished with this project. Now, before we move on, I will say that connecting all of the hats or the points of our star can be a little tricky. If you're finding yourself getting frustrated, take a breath, be patient with yourself. It will be okay. It just is a little bit tricky. When we look at our hats, we have the hat shape and then we have 2 arms. Another part of this that we have is an opening right here on the inside, and then these right here are each openings on the back. Essentially, what you're going to do is take the arms of your party hats and put one into the front like this and flip it over, and then you have this other arm right here, and you're going to flip that into this part. So each arm goes one in the front and one in the back. As you hook more of your stars together, it will get easier. So like I said, be patient with yourself. This part is pretty tricky, but you need to connect each of the arms into the front and in the back. Eventually, as you add more arms, it'll get closer and closer together. Take a second, pause if you need to. We'll look at our different examples, read these directions, whatever you need, and when you're ready to come back, you can push play. Back, and congrats, you officially finished your Kesem star. Now, I will tell you, the first time I made this, it took me a couple tries for it to get right, especially the connecting part. It's pretty tricky. If you don't love the star you made, no worries at all. You can always play this again, try again, use different paper, experiment a little bit until you're happy with the final product. There are a couple other things you can do to these stars to make them extra special. So one thing you can do is before you fold, you can write your favorite camp memories on your paper. You could also create a star in honor of someone you Kesem for. What I did on one of the points of my star is write the names of all of my camp best friends and some of the people that I'm really missing right now. If you know someone else created this star, you could swap one of the points or the hats of the star. You could mail it to them, and then you could have a star that was collaborated on, has people making different parts of it. And finally, you could make and snail mail this Kesem star, maybe to your camp best friend, a family member, or just someone special that you're thinking about. Those are all great ways to enhance this star and make it even more special and unique. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed making our Kesem stars. If you had a good time or you're just really proud of what you made, feel free to share it on social media and tag Camp Kesem. I hope you have a fabulous summer, and I can't wait to see what other Kesem at home activities are coming our way. Bye!